Hey, we'll call this segment Up Close and Personal with the Beer Whisperer. Oh, you can see my big pores and fat nose from here, can't you? Hey, you're drinking with the Beer Whisperer still. Hey, I'm still working on this. I don't script anything, obviously, and I'm always winging it. Walker's Reserve, 5.8. It's a top-notch porter, man, and I'm combining it with a little John L. Sullivan Irish Whiskey. Why? Because I like it. The combination of the flavors from the whiskey really blend extremely well with this porter. This is the fourth video I've done with the third with the whiskey, and I wasn't planning on doing that many, but I got talking and it ran long, so I said, "Oh, what the heck? Let's shut it down and do another one." So that's kind of what we did here. You want to keep talking, don't you? Oh, what the hell? Why not, right? What else are we doing? Hey, no, I finished off the last one talking about pre-New Year's Eve beers. Or New Year's Eve beers, what to drink. I kind of, some people like to go all sessions. Some people, well, an American version of a session. And some people are all lighter ABV beers, let's just say, if we don't want to get controversial and use the word session. Or some people like to use, do I go with the big beers? I generally go with the combination of both, and I think what I did last year is I had some of the big beers later in the evening. Well, I think what I found was I got hammered. I think I had one big one. It was about 9. Took me to about 10 to finish, and I never really recovered. So I'm thinking what I want to do this year is drink the bigger ones early, but pace them out. If I start at, say, 1 o'clock, I've got one of two I'm going to do. I'm either going to do the Odell's Bourbon Barrel or the R.J. Rocker's Black Pearl. Now, the only reason I do the Black Pearl first is if I drink the Bourbon Barrel on Christmas Day, is that my, using that as my big beer for Christmas Day. But if I don't drink it on Christmas Day, it will be in the starting lineup on New Year's Eve. But I think it's 11.5%. So if the Bourbon Barrel is the one I start with, then what I'm going to do is, like I said, there's no set in stone time, but I get food going. We do appetizers all day long. I kind of make it like a little party. We're not really having a party. It's just, but we just treat it like one. We just kind of hang out, drink have various finger foods all day. We don't necessarily invite people over. We don't have a party. I tell anybody, any family and friends close by, if they want to stop by, they can. Not going to hurt my feelings if you don't, but if you're in the area and want to have a beer with me, you can come by. I always have plenty, and I always have food. But that Bourbon Barrel is a big decadent beer, and I know it will take me. If it doesn't take an hour to drink, I wait an hour. I usually wait an hour after I drink it to pop the next one, because it takes a while for that to all get into your system. If I pop that about 1, takes me to 2 to drink it. It'll probably be close to 3 before I even pop my second one. So, I'm thinking I could do that. But if I have it on Christmas Day, I'll start with the Black Pearl, which is just shy of 10%, so it's still pretty big, although not quite as big. And the reason I've decided to drink those big ones first is, because I decided it made more sense, instead of saving them for later in the evening, drink this, because I've approached it before in the past. We'll drink the sessions all day to make you last, but I think I'd rather pace myself out and drink the big ones first. That way my palate's fresh when I taste them. I want to, because that Bourbon Barrel is so big, and there's so many killer flavors that I want to, when I drink it, I want my palate to be, accepting of all the flavors. If you drink a beer that complex after you've been drinking for a long time, truthfully, it's lost on you. It's almost, you're just wasting a good beer. Oh, I'm getting near the end of this. I'm going to try to finish this one with you. Sometimes I finish a complete beer one video. This one obviously wasn't going to happen. Sometimes I just do a video and then I sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of the beer, or a portion of it. Then I come back on and do the rest, because beers tend to change. Characteristics tend to change. So I don't like the idea of judging a beer after only a couple, 3 ounces. Oh, this is a fine, excellent porter. I actually expected the body to be a bit thicker, but it's not thin by any means. I think for some reason, I was thinking it might be just a little thicker, but it's not. But it is tasty. There is some flavors. It is hoppier than I expected it to be. And all the components are just where they're supposed to be. I mean, I get some bittersweet chocolate, I get some toffee, and then when I couple it with this whiskey, oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous city. Yeah, I love the big single malt Irishes, and I buy them when I can. Here's the absolute truth, though. I haven't been able to buy any this year. Times have been tough this year. My son was diagnosed with cancer. Daughter's having her first baby. Things happen. I have in the past, when things were going good, when I was able to work a lot. I had bought the Middleton Rare, and that's a great whiskey. I bought the Bushmills 10. 16. I've bought a lot of good whiskeys. Times are tough, so I've learned how to make a whiskey like this last. I bought this about 3 months ago, and this is the last of it. But I don't know if you're watching me, you can tell. And this whiskey, even at full retail, runs under $25, and this is a darn fine whiskey. I mean, I'm I mean, if you know anything about whiskey and you just watched me drink that, that should be that should be a clue to how smooth this is. That's just beautiful. But the flavors of that whiskey combine beautiful with this beer. This is why I love to drink this way. And I don't drink this way to get drunk faster, because I'm sipping both rather slowly. I do it this way for enjoyment. And don't get me wrong, I do like to get buzzed, as do most people that drink. But I say that getting buzzed shouldn't be the most important part about drinking. That's the pleasant bonus. You should be drinking for the flavor, for the enjoyment. For me, it's all about the enjoyment. It's the whole experience. I think that's one thing Stuart and I really agreed on. We disagreed about certain aspects of beer, but I think we agreed on that as a whole, that it's about the experience. It was nice to have some company. It was different. We don't hadn't had company in a while, because things are just crazy for us right now. But yeah, I was glad he was able to come, and he brought me some great beers, and I shared some of mine that I had here with him. So, fed him all kinds of crazy American food. He seemed to like most of it. Uh, or he told me he did, so I hope he actually did. But anyway, so I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Is start with the larger end. I just haven't made up my mind if I want to drink that one for Christmas yet. The Odell's Bourbon Barrel. I'm thinking about it, actually. At one point, I made up my mind to just go ahead and drink it on New Year's Eve, but then I thought, you know what? After I'm done with Christmas dinner, after I'm done cooking, after I'm done eating, after I'm done cleaning up, after I've got everything put away, that would be the perfect beer just to sit and relax with. To pour a glass and relax and drink a little bit, and then to pour a little glass and do a video with, and then if I'm up to it, do another one, or do a video first and then sit and relax. So I'm considering doing that, because I love that bourbon barrel stout, and I haven't had it in just about a year. But I'm thinking that those flavors, being a stout, would be perfect for that after Christmas dinner beer. So I'm thinking about that. Hey, if anybody watches this has any input, feel free to tell me. I do like to ramble, don't I? Everybody else gives you beer particulars. I just talk to you. Oh, I hadn't had this before. I do like it. It's nice. Will I buy it again? Is it worth the rebuy? Yeah, absolutely. I don't do a number scale or a grade scale. My scale's always been simple, but buy or not buy. Like or not like. Yes, buy again or not buy again. Yeah. Uh, what does this run? I believe it runs between 5 and 6 a bottle. Is it worth it? Yeah, probably. Is it one I'm gonna buy often? No, because it's just not a style that I buy a lot, and not because the beer isn't good or worth the money. Does that make sense to you? Some people prefer certain styles over others. I'm kind of one of those guys. Which is why I've never bought this for some reason, because I buy the double jack like all the time, because that's just like all the time. I went all Valley Guy on you all of a sudden. I hate when I do that. I grew up in Southern California. Sometimes that stuff just reverts out. I buy it like all the time, man. Oh shoot! I hate when I do that. I've tried real hard to drop that habit, and I hate when it comes out. Gosh darn it! Arg! I'm not going to get upset and ruin a good buzz, but yeah, I want to kind of play along. Work with me, people. Work with me. I'm a method actor, like De Niro. I get in character. I'm just kidding. There's no character. There is no method. I'm like this all the time. Ask Stewart. There's the last of the whiskey. Let me give you the last of the beer. Oh. Man, it's just perfect with that whiskey. I gotta tell you, I thought about after I wasn't gonna have the whiskey, to be honest with you, and I did a video with a small glass of this, and that's all I could think about after having that short glass of or of beer was that, man, that's gonna be beautiful with the whiskey, and it is. It was. Oh, so this is likely to be the last video I get done. Oh, I think I used my camera. Oh no, I screwed this shit up. This is likely to be the last video I get done before Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. And if you're not Christian or you don't celebrate Christmas, that's okay. Well, however the heck you celebrate. Merry Christmas to y'all. I hope the holidays are great to you. Hope next year is wonderful to you. And if you got any input on what I just talked about here, hey, feel free to let me know. Gosh darn it, I like input. Holy cow!